Sup guys, it's your boy Justin here with today's graphic novel review, which will be the only graphic novel review for this week because I'm super busy. And I recorded this video during the long weekend, but it got screwed up. So I'm doing it again. So this is going to be super quick because I ordered pizza. So this is Harlan Ellison, 7 Against Chaos, which is a space opera graphic novel. Goes for $20 US, 17 Canadian, published by DC Comics. This came out in 2014. I don't know when the original story was published because I thought like Harlan Ellison was dead, or at least maybe he was still alive. I don't know, but yeah, this is yeah. So obviously Harlan Ellison is, I think, is most famous for probably either for the video game I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream. At least that's when I first heard of him. But he's also famous for writing some episodes of Twilight Zone that James Cameron may or may not have seen, that inspired Terminator, and Harlan Ellison sued the crap out of him for that. So yeah, this graphic novel takes place in the far future, where it's a space opera. Though it kind of the finale takes place on Earth, where a mysterious man goes around the solar system, gathering unique individuals to undergo a special mission to save the planet Earth. So our first character that he saves is a genetically engineered slave, Morna, who has claw for hands and 7 foot tall. You have the cat burglar, Horn. You have the Venusian noblewoman, Aline, who is a phoenix. She has the power. She has fire powers, but if you touch her, she'll burn up and die. They never really explained that. Oh crap. Crap. The cat pissed under the table. Oh my Christ. You have the reordered humanoid Tantalus, who is a slave who's fighting in an arena. You have the sentient robot who was because he gained sentient, was going to be destroyed, only to fight back and kill one of his captors. So he broke one of the robot laws. And the last member of the team that they recruit is this guy. This guy? I read this a couple of days ago. Oh my god, I forget. Kenris, that was his name. Who is a super genius who may or may not have invented force fields, but because of corporate bull BS, he had credit stolen from him and became an outlaw. Which, holy crap, this comic is brutal. So yeah, it's revealed. Spoiler alert. It's revealed that the main character who went out and gathered all of them together is an ex-general Rourke, who was a war hero until he tried to became an advocate for basically reordered people's rights. He became a civil rights leader, and because he became a war hero fighting a war that had the reordered humans as cannon fodder, which reordered humans are basically genetically engineered humanoids that are slaves, right? And it turns out these characters, Tantalus and Horn, fought with him in the war. By the way, Horn is it could be implied that I think he's African American, but his whole deal is that he has no face. So when it's time to offer everybody rewards for going on this dangerous suicidal mission, he gets offered a safari planet for him to hunt, and they'll fix his face, right? So yeah. So here we get told like what the hell is going on, what the crisis is, and basically somebody is screwing around with time to the point where it's causing like earthquakes. New York Harbor instantly dried up. This guy in a meeting, a CEO, turned into a snake and was beaten to death by his co-workers, only for this guy to still have sentience. So this is where we see the horror elements of our offer. And there's also like a part of this tube, monorail tube or whatever that's called, disappears, causing a massive train wreck. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff going. There's also a love story between Rourke and the noblewoman who can't be touched because she'll burn up. So I don't know what kind of weird stuff they were doing in bed. So yeah, there's also a scene here that also reminds me of The Black Hole. If you ever seen that Disney movie. Which, yeah, so the turns out for them to stop the crisis, they have to go back in time to prehistoric Earth, where they encounter the mastermind that's trying to destroy, that's screwing around with time, is this lizard man. And this is where it got really fucking cool, where it's like, if you ever seen, like, they basically go into ancient alien stuff, and it kind of reminded me of Guyver, Prometheus, where long time ago, two races of aliens came to Earth, one that was reptile, one that was like ape-like, and they both, because Earth was too hostile for them to colonize, they decided to screw around with the creatures on the planet. Ones that were similar to them, like the lizard man used snakes. The ape-like or fur-like aliens use like apes, and those beings evolved into sentient creatures. Ones that became our ancestors. One becoming lizard man, and this alien guy, this reptile, was the last, member of his species. So he went to Earth looking forward to meeting, other sentient, alien lizard man that his species created. Only for it turns out, our ape ancestors, basically ape-man ancestors, killed them all. So he decides to also, he does this fake BS bullshit where he saw how barbaric humans are, that they were using genetically engineered versions of themselves as slave labor. So he's like, oh yeah, it's justice for me to go back in time to kill, to basically genocide all the humans. So basically lizard men became the dominant species on the planet, which are one of our main characters points out, with your time machine, you can create two timelines where one became Earth dominant and one became human dominant, and one became lizard dominant. So you don't really have to genocide people. And he's like, fuck you. It kills that one female character. Yeah. So yeah, we get an epic struggle, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but it has basically a a glass half full ending. So this author gets accused of being very nihilistic at times. So what did I think about this graphic novel? Obviously, I first read this, like I said in my haul video, I first read this at the library, and obviously I liked it enough so for me to buy the graphic novel again when I saw it at my LCS. It's one of those kind of stories where it's kind of archetypal, whatever the fucking phrase is, where it's one of those quest stories where a main character gathers a team and they go on an adventure, and half of them is going to die near the end, kind of like with Clash of the Titans, the famous 80s fantasy film Crawl, which has sci-fi elements, and Seven Samurai, to name a few. So if you're a fan of those kind of stories, I think this was a really good take on that kind of archetype. Even though it is kind of it's kind of cliche, but it works here. I kind of did think it was weird that the story starts off as a space opera, only for it to take place, for there to be time travel and the climax taking place on Earth. But it still works as a space opera because you have a hostile alien who is the threat of the book. So and I kind of liked that. Okay, like each character brings their own skill set to the table, and it wasn't just like, oh, we beat the bad guy by just punching him. Our characters had to use their head, so it was strategic as well. And I did like that, he kept the nihilism, even though the nihilism he kept it in check. It wasn't super dark and nihilistic, even though there was some dark horror moments in this book. Like, a character basically kills themselves because they thought they lost. Even though if they had hold off for a little bit, there would have still been hope. Though the ending is a little fucked because, they saved the Earth, but to do it they had to create two timelines. So they don't know, and their time machine can only travel in time. So when they leave to go back to their own time, they have no idea which reality they're in. So it's a little super dark, but kind of a shitty ending. But it was what it was, and I enjoyed this book. So yeah, that's it for this review, guys. 8 out of 10, awesome read. Though the art sometimes was a little hit and miss, especially with some of the designs. But overall, I enjoyed this book. If you love retro sci-fi, but that's also super dark, you'll enjoy this book. All right, peace out. I'm gonna be busy reading this book, which I haven't even started yet, and which is 1,200 pages long. So I'm only gonna be putting out a video once a week, maybe twice a week, for the next couple weeks until I finish that book. But don't worry, I have more videos coming up. I have Trails of Cold Steel 3 review coming out on Friday. So yeah. And our next graphic novel review, I don't know if we get decent views on this guy, we'll do a poll. But it'll be all Marvel team books because the next book in the rotation is Marvel. Even though this says it's DC, but I don't know if that should count as DC. But for now, it's counted as DC. So the next review is going to be Marvel. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace out.